back to Kozy Kpop Gaming Session!
Woot woot!
And while we explore, we're going to do our favorite pastime and talk about K-pop. Look at this kid. It's so big. This might take us a while, guys. On today's agenda, we're going to talk all thing NMIXX, among other girl groups, because we've recently got into NMIXX, and apparently our favorite album is quite controversial.
So we just recently got into NMIXX, and I will say probably our favorite album is their most recent one. And online,
Yeah, apparently y'all don't like Heavy Serenade. What?
it's been shared that it's not people's favorites, which I'm kind of shocked about.
So we first got into NMIXX when they dropped Blue Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
That was our jam. And we tried listening to the whole album when it first came out, and we were just not vibing with really any of the other songs.
It just wasn't our favorite.
So Blue Valentine was on repeat for several months. I think it was our #1 song in Apple Replay. And then their next album, Heavy Serenade, came out, and I listened to that one first, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with every single song on this album. Becca, you have to listen to this album.
And then after a little bit, she listened to it for a while before I did. I was really loving the album too.
And so we're obsessed. We love every single song on the album. I am so upset that we didn't get a signed album for this, but to be fair, we didn't know. But that's how much I love this album. And we don't have any photo cards or anything like that from this album.
We haven't
and
even bought a single album.
Yeah, I feel we might need to go invade Music Plaza or Sub K, just to get an album or two, so we can get some photo cards. So let's talk Heavy Serenade for a second. What do you think your favorite song is from the album?
I really like Loud.
Yeah. I think that's a solid choice, honestly. I think I Deserve It. It's just a bop. I love all of them, but I think that one is my go-to. I put on first, and then the others come after.
Mm-hmm. It is a really fun song. It gives me very much Ari respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
And then I'm trying to see, because Lily's probably our favorite member. The other ones we don't know a whole ton about. But Lily is just she's so genuine and very personable, and also not she shows up as her authentic self.
Yes. And I do appreciate that.
So Loud, which you said is your favorite, Lily helped to write the lyrics for that one. So I knew I think there's 2 songs that she helped to write, which is also really cool because she gets to help kind of
in the producing process and everything.
The album for her team and stuff.
I know that there was at least one instance where Stray Kids 3 Ratchet in their most recent vlog had said something about they were in some sort of
class,
and yes. Lily was in the class too, and she was the only girl in the class.
Which is amazing. So then, while the other day we were okay, let's give
the rest
Blue
of
Valentine another try. So we went and listened to the whole album of Blue Valentine again. Still definitely not our favorite. There were probably 3 or 4 songs that we really enjoyed. We really liked Crush on You.
Yes.
Shape of Love.
Shape of Love I really liked. It was the only other one that kind of gave me Blue Valentine vibes.
Yes. We felt so and again, like, we're very new, so please educate us. But it felt like Blue Valentine was, like, in its own category until we hit Shape of Love. And then I was like, okay, this one is kind of similar to Blue Valentine. But the album didn't feel very cohesive to me. And so we just thought that was interesting. Oh, it's a belt. Do we have a belt?
Apparently you've picked one up before.
Okay. So we thought that was really interesting because it just, like, some K-pop albums, like, they flow together, or there's, like, songs that are similar, and this one was, like, they didn't have a ton of songs that were similar at all on Blue Valentine's album. But I feel like that's kind of a theme for all of their albums, because we went and listened to some of their EPs as well after this. And I feel like a lot of their songs, like, some of them flow together pretty well, but they like to use very unique sounds for all of their songs, so they don't sound similar. And I think a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people reuse the same sounds in all of their songs.
Yeah.
Specifically on albums. They don't always do it like from album to album, but like sometimes for one album they'll repeat sounds, and then it'll be a new sound on a different album.
And I'll say Stray Kids is not always the most cohesive either, but I feel like it sometimes like has the same sort of, it has like an arch. Like we have the really hard-hitting songs, and then we hit like some slower, and it might pick back up again, and then like I feel like it kind of flows.
Well, and even like Blackpink on Born Pink, they started out with Pink Venom, Shut Down, and then Type of Girl, and then we go to Hard to Love, Happiest Girl, Tally, and then Ready for Love. So it's like they go heavy. Blackpink typically goes really heavy, and then they go down to their mellower melody songs. Like typically there's one or two, and then they end it on like Ready for Love's a more poppy, upbeat song. Yeah. So I think some people like Blackpink, they have like kind of a rhythm they go with, but listening to NMIXX's full albums and their EPs, they don't really follow that. So that's really unique to them, and I think interesting, and kind of like lets them do their own thing, which I really like. The other EP that we really liked from NMIXX was...
It was that one that was great.
Was it Forward? Or was it...
I liked Ocean on Forward.
Yeah. On Forward, we liked Ocean. I think it was their original one. This one?
Yes, I think so.
It was Stick Out EP from 2024. We like...
Red Light Sign, but we go. It's kind of fun. It's a different sound.
Love is Lonely. I loved that song.
Yes.
That was a really good song. Beat Beat was okay. I could listen to it. Moving On I liked. And then See That was also fine. Like almost, I would say all these songs were ones that we could listen to and like would really grow on us.
Yes.
And be ones that go into our playlist.
I agree. It was probably the only other album other than
Heavy Serenade
that I would say that for.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what NMIXX comes out with next. I'm really excited for whenever they go on tour next, because we will probably definitely go get tickets and go see them. We definitely need to, like I said, invade some online K-pop stars so we can get albums.
But I just find it very interesting that people online that I've seen called Heavy Serenade their least favorite album.
Which sparked us to go listen to all of their previous music, because we were like, okay, well then why is this so different? And Heavy Serenade I think is very different, but also not, because they play a lot around with a lot of music and a lot of different sounds. Very similar to Stray Kids, because Stray Kids, people have the complaint of like they're very noisy and like loud, and they don't follow any of the typical K-pop stuff. And I feel like NMIXX is kind of trying to do their own thing with that, which is something I appreciate. The one thing we did notice is their background tracks in their earlier songs are so loud. Like the music.
I feel like and it's not. I'm not saying it's like noisy music.
Pikachu.
That's not the intent behind what I'm saying. But I feel like it
drowns them out.
It's harder to hear them because of how loud the background noise is.
And I think also, we were talking about this, they have very, like, I love when they do melodies. And I think it's really fun that they'll do melodies inside of their heavier songs that aren't melody songs. Like, I really appreciate that. They let them do their vocals in unique ways, and it's not like...
It's not always the same sound. Which is really nice.
Yeah.
They have a nice mix to a lot of their music.
Yes. And I feel like also they do a really good job of distributing the lines and making sure everyone has a good amount of lines across the board. Because I know some bands, they don't do that as efficiently. So I really appreciated that. But we want to know if you guys are NMIXX fans and you think Heavy Serenade is their worst album, what album is their best album? Or, like, what song is your favorite song from NMIXX that's not from Heavy Serenade? Because...
honestly, my favorite song from NMIXX, and I've heard people say it's a lot more mainstream sounding than any of the other ones, is going to be Blue Valentine. But that song was so catchy.
Yeah.
Like, it was stuck in my head, and I was listening to it so much.
And they even dropped the English version of it, and that one was also catchy. Sometimes when they do English translation for K-pop songs, they are not as good. But that one was really catchy.
Yes.
Like, that one was really, really good. So...
like, it was a song that while I worked, I would put on, and I could completely zone out and focus on my work.
Yes.
And it was just so catchy and really nice to, like, listen to in the background.
Yes. It had, like, all of the right vibes. And, like, it was easy enough you could sing along to for the Korean version. Like, it was just so, so good. So that was, I agree, that is probably my favorite NMIXX song ever. So what other songs from NMIXX do you think is similar to that? Or what songs would you recommend that we should go give another listen to if we haven't listened to them yet? Or, because we haven't listened to all of their EPs. We only picked out a couple.
Yeah, we were driving and we were like, okay, let's listen to other NMIXX music. Blackpink, Stray Kids, and we know a little bit of BTS, but and Hyphen and NT's, of course. But girl groups, we don't have a whole ton of that we've, like, listened to.
Yeah, that's kind of where what we were talking about yesterday in the car is we want to get into girl groups. We love girl set songs. Love them. ITZY's No No is really, really good. If you have another song or album that's similar to that song from ITZY, tell us what it is, because we want to know.
I really like It's a No No.
Yeah, like, we want to listen
Rude
to more.
is so good by Hearts to Hearts. Like, I love Rude. But
Catch.
But that one's a very different feel. Like, that's not...
yeah.
It's not one that I go to. Go ahead.
I think Rude, for me, isn't as... it is K-pop, obviously, but it's not like the K-pop we're used to listening to, because we're used to Blackpink and Stray Kids and NT's, etc. Like, it's not, like, that one is more boppy.
Yes.
And so, I love it, but it's not one that we automatically would gravitate towards listening to. So if you have other songs that are similar to it...
You mean Catch Catch?
Yes.
Catch Catch, yeah.
Let us know.
Is there any other songs that are kind of like Blue Valentine, or Rude is like another one. We love a lot of the Blackpink songs. So Meow, we liked their first like EP.
Yeah, their first EP was really good.
Last album just did not vibe with at all.
Yeah, we like tried so hard to listen to it, and it was not a vibe for us. Like, I didn't even add it to my iTunes. I know you did. But I
don't
listened
think
to
I've
it.
listened to it since I added it. I might have removed it since then.
I think so. It dropped, and usually when an album drops, I listen to it right away, and then I listen to it again later on in the day, because like you need to have that time to process. So I know I did that, and so I've listened to the whole album probably twice, maybe 3 times, and it's just there was no song on that album that I was like, I love this song, and that was such a bummer for me because I love Meow. Their first album, we got signed albums, we got EPs, albums from like Target and stuff, because we really, really loved it. Like their sound was so unique in their first album. They were so catchy.
Unique, but it had that Teddy flair. Like it
Yes.
definitely sounded like Teddy and like Blackpink
Yes.
type reminiscence. So we appreciated that.
Yeah, and maybe that was one of the things about their newest album is I don't think Teddy worked as much on it, and so it was kind of missing that like Teddy flair that we really love. Because I know Teddy also worked a lot with Rose in her album, and we really liked that album.
Yep.
So another girl group that we absolutely love, it kind of goes in a different direction completely, is DODREE.
Oh, I love DODREE.
I'm so excited for when their like official album drops. Like DODREE is just, they're so unique and it's so good, and it's like contemporary. It's like what Americans would call classical music meets.
It almost has a little bit, and it doesn't sound. Take
Like
this with
folk?
like, folk country almost, but
Yeah.
not like. I'm not saying they sound like country.
No.
But it's like almost that type of vibe.
Like
I
if
don't
you
know.
had to compare it to an American music terms, I would say it's like classical music meets folk / country. That is not what it is, though. Do not go into this thinking that it's like country, because it's not. But if you're into like that type of genre, you will probably love their music, because we are, and we love it. Like, and like if you haven't watched their music videos, like they are beautiful. Everything they do in their music videos is absolute perfection. Like they're so good.
I 100% agree.
They have a fun podcast that they're doing that we listen to sometimes. I think they have English subtitles on it eventually, but not right away when it drops. But I love them as a group. I think they're very unique because it's just 2 of them, which you don't see a lot in K-pop.
Yep.
And they're just doing some really fun, unique things that makes us really excited.
I feel like we don't see it as often.
Yeah. And then another girl group that's coming out is OBD, because that's what we like to call them, otherwise known as
Our birthday, which our birthday is...
We really want to like them, guys. But it's like really hard because their first initial 2 songs are like, it's giving too TikTok song, maybe? Is that a good word for it? Like too
hyper pop influence.
Yes.
I'll say it that way.
That's a good way to say it. So I'm excited. I think their vision and their visuals are really interesting and make me really excited. So I need a couple different songs to see what's happening.
We need some variation.
Yes, I need some variation in your songs. But I'm trying to think. I'm scrolling. That might be really all of the K-pop girl groups that we listen to. More people should definitely explore K-pop girl groups and go listen to them, because they really are great.
No, I agree. I have really enjoyed the ones that we've gotten. We've kind of done a little bit more of a deeper dive / listen to. It just is not the easiest, I feel like, to be able to kind of find the ones right away that you like vibe with.
But again, like we weren't gravitating towards
No.
them, and I think we were just like, it wasn't what we gravitated towards, because initially for us, like, we weren't in that area, and then the more deeper you get into K-pop and exploring it and appreciating it, for us is when we started going outside and looking at all types of groups.
Yeah. We have to get there.
Yeah. So, if you're in the same boat, what K-pop girl groups do you listen to that we haven't mentioned? And you're like, you should listen to these because it's kind of similar to what you're looking for, or like what you're already listening to. Because as you guys know, we love like the smaller groups. We love supporting the ones that a lot of people don't talk about. It's not that we don't love the larger groups, it's just so many people talk about them, and not a lot of people talk about the smaller people.
Agreed. And I think with NMIXX, Lily kind of, I think, was more of an opener and kind of drew us into the group first.
Yeah, I agree. And so that's like another thing of, like, you have to have someone who kind of draws you into a group, whether it be like their visuals or their voice or whatever. And for NMIXX, it's definitely Lily. For ITZY, it was probably Laya.
Yeah, I like Sherry Young quite a bit as well. Her like interactions with the other idols and stuff that I've seen have been really fun.
Yeah, we really like from Twice. We're gonna butcher her name. Yeah, I think it's Jiyoung. But we really like her a lot. Super excited for her to explore
acting.
Yeah, because we love K-pop.
And we love K-dramas.
And we love K-dramas. I always say, when people are always like, oh, like, if you could have this, could only have this, or could only have that, I'm always like, if someone's like, you can only have K-pop or you can only have K-dramas, for me, I would pick K-dramas because, one, there's K-pop and K-dramas. And two, I love K-pop, but, like, I started out in K-dramas. And so, like, that is, like, my one true love.
I got her addicted to K-dramas before we started listening to K-pop.
Yeah, but I'm not wrong. Like, there are so many, like, songs from K-pop groups and like Sungmin's in K-dramas, Han Felix and yeah, like they're all in K-dramas as songs. And so, and like same with anime, like there are so many K-pop songs that are in anime. Like, you can have the best of both worlds if you go with that route. If you just go K-pop, you don't get any K-dramas. That's depressing.
She likes her horizons being broad.
So, yeah, those are kind of our thoughts on girl K-pop groups. Which ones we love and are listening to, and which ones we would love to learn more about and get more recommendations from. So, if you have any, and you're like, you need to listen to this because you like that,
we will take it.
Tell us. we will actively listen and report back our thoughts. Thanks for joining in on our Kozy Kpop Gaming Session and watching as we explore this dream island. We might find a Pokemon, we might not. Supposedly there's one hanging out. I'm not sure.
We'll get one eventually. We just need to get we've been a little busy, so we haven't been able to devote that much time to the DLC, and we are probably way behind. But it's fine.
It's fine. You can never be behind in Pokemon.
It's supposed to be a cozy game. Play at your own pace.
Exactly. A true cozy game, you're never behind. You always play whenever you feel the vibe. Or something like that. Okay, thanks for listening and watching. Bye!